All right, we're gonna use a strap and blocks for sure this morning. We'll do a little balance work, or actually a lot of balance work. And so if you want to use a chair or a wall for that, um, you can orient yourself to that. And we're actually gonna start standing this morning. So you can let's just clear our mats, and then let's put our blocks. Let's put our blocks at the top of the mat at the highest height, just so that they'll be there, but then we're just gonna work without them for just a little bit here. So just orienting yourself onto your feet this morning, picking up all 10 toes, spreading the toes, and then just applying that outer edge of the foot pressure down first so that the pinky toes come to the mat. Fourth toes, third toes, second toes, big toes. Let's do it again. Pick up all 10 toes, roll on the outer edge of your feet so the pinky toe goes down first, fourth toe, third toe, second toe, big toe. So notice how some of the toes didn't individually go down together. That's okay. We're just giving them some invitation for space and to help us ground into our feet. So just let your feet settle. And let's just bring our fingers up onto our collarbones. Find the knobs at the center and drop down an inch or so below into these hollows of the upper chest. And we're going to take 2 deep breaths here, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just entering into our bodies this morning, moving energy, stress, and emotion. And we're going to continue with the breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth as we tap here on these points of the body where all the meridians pass through at some point. So we're giving this clearing energy through all the meridians that run to all of our organs, helping our organs and the systems of our body to be healthy, to help us clear the body of pain, of tension, have strong immune systems. One more breath here, tapping with intention. And then coming now to the center of the sternum bone, 1 or 2 hands tapping on the thymus gland, sending that boost to your immune system. Now, if any of these points feel too sore this morning, you always have the option to massage. Okay, 1 more breath here. And now we'll come to the side seams of the low ribs, and we'll tap here on our spleen points. Supporting healthy digestion, a healthy immune system, helping us to process both physically the food and drink that we take in, while also our thoughts and emotions. 1 more breath here. Tapping right on the side seams of the low ribs. Good. Okay, let's come up now to our cheekbones, directly under our pupils. And we can use our first 3 fingers. And we'll do a little lighter tapping here, right on our stomach meridian. And this helps to send grounding energy down through our body. So we're not so stuck in the mind, but we're more present with our bodies for our practice. 1 more breath here. Good. Shake out the hands toward the earth. And then now just come and relax in mountain pose for a few breaths. Your eyes can be open with a soft gaze or closed. Standing like a mountain, rooted and tall. And now we're going to continue to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. as we march in place, tapping our hand to our thigh on the same side. Now your marches could be slow, they could be lower to the ground, they could be high, they could be quick. So you just go with what feels right for you, works the balance. Okay, now we're gonna pause and we're gonna take the opposite hand to the opposite thigh. You could take knee or elbow to knee. So just play around, feel it out. Getting the energies crossing over this morning, waking up our brain to talk to our body. Everybody online with each other, communicating. Woo, one more breath here. Good, let's bring it down to a pause. Place your hands now 2 inches off of your hips. So we're gonna work in our energy field here. And so on our inhale, we're going to inhale the hands up the midline of the body, like we're zipping up a coat. And then we're going to exhale the hands up toward the sky and send them out to the sides, clearing and strengthening our own energy field. Clearing any energy that's gotten on us from the week that we just need to just let go of. One more breath. And then adding the strengthening layer to our energy field. Good. Let's close this practice with the hookup. Middle fingers, one in the navel, one at the third eye between the eyebrows. Press in, pull up. Take 3 deep breaths, aligning you to your center this morning. Good, and release the hands. Rub the hands together and then just shake off the hands and let's just shake out the body. And then we'll come into mountain pose. Our mountain pose can be feet under the hips. If we want to work our balance a little bit, we bring our feet closer together. They're not quite touching, but they're pretty close. And then we'll bring our hands to prayer pose. Bring awareness to your feet. Imagine roots growing down through your feet and far into the earth. And then draw tone up your legs, up to your low belly. Continue lifting up through your spine, through the crown of the head. Inhale and stretch your arms up overhead. Take a hold of your right wrist. Exhale, side bend to your left. Hips move to your right. You can pulse here in any of the poses we do this morning. You can come out of it a little bit on your inhalation. And on the exhalation, we can go a little bit deeper in to help the tissue to open, to release tension and pain. Good, then let's come into our full stretch here. Turn the chest up toward the right arm, any amount. 3 breaths here. Crescent moon pose. Opening the lungs, drawing in fresh oxygen. Good, then let the arms rise up. We'll switch wrists. Inhale the left wrist up, root your left heel. Exhale, side bend to your right. Your hips draw to the left as an anchor as you explore now into your left side body. You can hold a lot of tension here in our side ribs and our armpit chest area where we have lymph nodes that we want to help move fluids so toxins can move out of the body. And then come into the full side bend for 3 breaths, turning your left chest up toward the sky. Good, and then inhale to rise up. Exhale, let the arms float down. And let's take our fingers and hands behind the back now into a hand clasp. So just pause for a moment. Make sure you've returned to yogic breathing, breathing in and out through the nose, from the belly, not the chest. Okay, so with this hand clasp, we're going to walk our feet toward our blocks if we're not close to our blocks. And now we're going to extend the arms slowly away from the body so that they straighten without locking the elbows. Now, bring awareness to your shoulders drawing back as your chest lifts, your chin lifts, opening the chest. Breathe. Now you have the option here to bend your knees and bring your chest onto your thighs and allow the arms to slowly travel toward the top of the mat as you release your head heavy toward the ground. Breathing into your shoulder girdle, 2 more breaths. Good, then let your hands come to your hips. Rise up slowly with your spine, halfway, and we'll come into chair pose. This is when the weight is in our heels, our bum sits back like we're sitting in a chair. So bend those knees. Yeah, good. Now, tuck your tailbone under. Good. Draw tone up your pubic bone to your navel. Lift up through the chest. Option to bring the arms now stretching up overhead. If you have high blood pressure, keep your hands to hips or heart center. Breathe. Hug your inner thighs toward each other. Good. Now inhale, slowly straighten the legs and rise up into mountain pose. Hello, legs. Good morning, quadriceps. Okay, let's bring our hands to heart center. We're going to return back into chair pose. Now, some of you, if you liked that arms overhead chair, you could bring your arms up now. And then everyone, we're going to sit our hips back. Weight is in the heels, like you're sitting back into a chair. You decide how low your hips go. Make sure the knees are not going beyond your ankles. Breathe. Hug your inner thighs toward each other. Those of you with knee issues, we're strengthening those inner adductors to strengthen the knees. Inhale, slowly rise up. Exhale, bringing hands back to heart center. Inhale, stretch your arms up overhead, reach for the heavens, ground the feet. Exhale, bend the knees and bring your hands to your blocks now. Step your right foot back into a high lunge. So you're on the ball of your back foot. Your front knee is stacked above your front ankle. So not beyond it, above it. And then the blocks are right under the shoulders, helping to lift your spine and your lungs. Stretch out your back heel. This is a good way to start opening the back of the leg. Breathe. Good. Inhale. Use your core. Step forward. Exhale the breath. Second side, inhale your left foot back into its own lane, its own train track. Come onto the ball of the back foot. Nice. Your front knee is bent over your ankle. You decide how big of a lunge this is right now. That looks good. Yeah. Then let the blocks come right under your shoulders. So bring them back toward you, Sherry. Yeah, now see if you can lift your lungs a little bit more. Yeah, nice. Breathe. Good. Inhale, use your core, step forward. Now we're just going to let our knees bend as we exhale the breath. Hands come to the mat, to blocks, or to elbow tips. Let's bend our knees a lot so we can really just let gravity draw tension out of the spine. Good. Now on your next inhalation, place your hands on your shins and come up halfway. Legs are straight, spine is straight. As you exhale, bend the knees and let the whole spine and head release again toward the ground. Breathe as much as you need to right now. We're going to come back up, hands to shins, straightening the legs, thigh bones back, chest reaching forward. Breathe. As you exhale, bend the knees, release the spine. One more time. Inhale, hands to shins, thigh bones back, heart reaching forward. Exhale, bend the knees, release the spine, release the head. Breathe. Good. Now we'll take our blocks again underneath our hands. They travel wherever our arms and shoulders are. They're like extenders, okay? So we're going to step our right foot back into that lunge, and then we're going to lower our knee down to the mat. Now, if you like to have a knee pad under your knee, then you can slowly find your blanket and set that up at the center of the mat. We're going to do some things on our knees. So if you don't have enough support under you right now, I'd recommend the blanket. Okay, so kneeling lunge, your back knee can be directly under your back hip. So left foot's forward, right foot's back. Some of you might be able to slide that back knee a little bit behind your hip. It just depends on how open your back hip and thigh are. For all of our practices, we're practicing self-respect toward our bodies. So we want to tune in and really notice always where our body is feeling best supported. What's going to help us with that is by tuning into our breath. The breath is our teacher and our guide. And when we are present with our breath, we won't injure ourselves. Okay? So kneeling lunge, we're going to root down through our front heel. Hug our inner thighs isometrically together. That just means add muscle energy toward the midline of your body. Your hands can come to the hips. They could stay on blocks. Maybe they come to hands to heart center. Let your hips sink and soften a little bit toward the ground. Rise up through your spine, shoulders draw back. Breathe. Breathe into your hips. Breathe into your back thigh. Let your head be, or chin, parallel to the ground. Let your eyes gaze out. Yeah, nice. One more breath here. Good. Then release your hands back to your blocks. Draw the back knee up. Step forward. Second side. Now you know where we're heading. If you have the knee pad, step your left foot behind your knee pad. Now we know that both sides of our body sometimes feel differently, don't they? They have different information. So now we gotta, again, pause. Where's my back knee want to be? Under my hip? Behind my hip? What's available right now? Not where you think you need to be, that's the ego mind, but just where are we right now and being okay with that. That's hard, isn't it? But we can do it. We can do hard things. All right, so let's root down our front heel. Hug our inner thighs toward each other, toward the midline of the body. And then draw tone up your low belly, up your spine, up your chest, shoulders back. Maybe hands come to heart center. Maybe hands like it on the hips or blocks. Now just relax a little bit. We've got the tone. We've got length through the spine right now. And now we can just relax and breathe and let the breath help our muscles to expand their abilities. You might notice muscles shaking. You might notice the mind saying, I'm done. Just breathe, relax, just say, we're okay. One more breath. All right. Now, hands come back to the blocks. Draw the back knee up. Step forward. Take your time. Thank God we only have 2 legs we got to work with here. Let's go back to the first side. Right foot steps back into that straight leg lunge. And now bend your right knee and place it down on your support or the mat. Okay, now we're going to take these lunges into a twist for the belly organs. So you'll take your right block and place it down on the mat at the flattest height. I'm just going to move this block so you can see. And then place your right hand spread wide on the block. Hug your inner thighs toward each other. Draw muscle energy up to your core. Now put your left hand on your belly, on the right side of the belly. Breathe. You're going to guide the tissue of your low belly around to your left, toward the bent knee. You're just going to help this tissue twist as you continue to revolve your spine to the left. The hand can come to the right ribs, drawing the ribs a little bit more around. This is going to help clear your top shoulder back as the hand comes to the hip. Breathe. Breathe into your belly. Option to extend your left arm up toward the sky. Option to slowly take your arm behind you in a backward arm stroke, like you're in the swimming pool doing backstroke, just with the left arm. It comes up, it draws back, it comes alongside the body and reaches forward. One more time. Inhaling, lift the chest, lift the arm. Let it revolve around. Let the arm reach up toward the sky again. Pause. Flick each of your fingers on your thumb, starting with the pinky finger. Pinky, ring, middle, pointer, all the fingers a few times on the thumb. Good. Inhale, stretch the arm skyward. Exhale, bring your left hand back to your block. Draw the blocks back up and transition, stepping forward. Second side. Left foot steps back. Come into the straight leg lunge to shimmy the back foot back, and then lower the knee down. Your left block comes to the lowest level with the left hand spread wide on it. Now it's easy to put all of our weight into our arm and the block, but I'd like you to really focus on putting more weight into your legs and feet. So we're going to hug the inner thighs toward each other and place our right hand on our left side of our abdomen. And we're going to guide the tissue of our lower abdomen around to the right, helping us to move into this twist. The right hand comes on the left side ribs. We help the ribs come around to the right. Eventually, our right shoulder has more space to draw back. Let's bring our right hand to the hip. Breathe. Soften. Let the hips release, relax. Now, you have the option. Doesn't mean you have to do it. The right arm reaches up toward the sky. Maybe this is where you're going to play and explore and breathe. Maybe you'd like to explore this backward arm stroke with the right arm as it slowly draws back, comes alongside the body and forward, breathing. The next time your arm comes up toward the sky, pause. Flick each finger on your thumb, starting with the pinky, ring, middle, pointer, all the fingers. This is activating all our meridians. And then reach up toward the sky, breathe. Exhale, release the hand down. We're going to transition onto all fours. So you can set your blocks now off of your mat. And we're going to separate our knees apart, come onto the tops of our toenails and draw our big toes together for child's pose. So we're going to stretch the hips slowly back toward the heels, any amount. Stretch our arms out so we get that nice stretch of the spine. And then our head is going to land either on the mat or a block. And we're going to have active arms here. So we're pressing our hands down. We're lifting the armpits skyward. And then we're softening the front body toward the mat. Breathing from the belly up through the chest. Exhaling slowly as the chest softens and the belly softens. So as your heart rate goes up and you're moving a lot of energy right now and blood flow, if you feel lightheaded or anything of that sort, just tired all of a sudden, I just invite you to slow down the breath. Breathing in from the belly, up through the chest. Exhale, soften the chest. Release the belly. One more time, inhaling slowly. Exhale slowly. Good. Let's inhale and slowly rise back up. And now we are going to be in all fours, hands and knees. This is also called tabletop. So make sure your hands have space in between each finger as the ball of the hand takes the weight of your arms right now. If you deal with wrist things, walk your hands a little bit further away from the body and take the weight into the ball of the hands. Tuck your toes under. Melt your shoulder blades together on your upper back and let your chest soften toward the earth. Tone your low belly. Inhale, lift your chest and tailbone. Draw your shoulder blades down your back. Cow pose. Exhale, tuck your tailbone under, round each of your vertebrae, chin draws toward the chest, press into the mat, stretch into the center of your spine. Move with your breath as you continue to inhale, lengthening your spine in cow pose. Exhaling, rounding the spine in cat pose. Bringing awareness to your spine. Noticing the areas of the spine that feel really open and move easily. And then notice the areas of your spine that feel a little stuck or constricted. See if you can breathe into that area, right in those tight spots. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. One more time through each of these movements. Spread those fingers nice and wide. And then come and pause in a neutral spine. Stretch your right leg back. Toes are on the mat. Heel is reaching back as you stretch into your right calf. Extend the spine and now tone your low belly. Use your core to lift your right leg off of the mat so it's parallel to the mat and your back foot is flexed as if a wall was back there. You're pressing it into. Good. Option to stay here. Option to lift your left arm forward, hugging it in toward the left ear, reaching fingers away from toes. So inhale, lengthen your spine, reach the crown of the head forward, tailbone back. Exhale, tone to the midline a little bit more, add some muscle energy. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tone. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tone. Good. And let's lower back to the mat. Second side. Left foot stretches back onto the mat. Your toes press in firmly. Reach through the back heel. Simultaneously extend through the crown of the head. Now tone the low belly. Lift your left leg off of the mat. Option to add right arm. Reaching forward, hugging in toward the right ear. Inhale, lengthen. Reach your fingers away from your back foot. Exhale, tone the muscles toward your center. Inhale, lengthen and soften. Exhale, tone. Again, inhale, lengthen, soften. Exhale, tone. And let's lower down. Separate the knees apart. Come onto the tops of the feet. Hips move back toward the heels. Child's pose. We're going to relax the arms now and let our head rest on a block or the mat. Breathing from the belly up through the chest. Softening the chest. Softening the belly. So when I say that, it's not just the front belly and front chest. It's all sides of the belly to the back, all sides of the chest from the front to the back. Moving in unison. When we breathe this way, we receive so much more oxygen, which our bodies need to be healthy and to fight off illness and disease. We need a fully oxygenated body. So breathe from all sides of the belly into the back. Exhale, feel all sides of your belly softening back toward your spine. One more time, breathing, softening. Good, and then let's stretch the arms back out, come right back up to all fours. And we're going to pivot our right shin and foot to the right. So we have like a kickstand. Our right foot is our kickstand. Our right arm is going to walk a little bit further away from the body. but just bring it out, spread those hands. And now we're going to straighten the left leg, bring our foot onto the mat and weight bear on our right arm, our right leg and hip. Good. And now turn your belly and chest around to the left and bring your left hand onto your hip. So we're going to work in side plank pose. We're first going to begin in this stretch. So we're going to extend the left arm up toward the sky. Inhale, reach toward the heavens. Exhale, draw your top arm over your head toward the top of your mat, palms facing down, lungs turning toward the sky. Lots of rootedness through both feet. Breathe. If you feel any crook in the neck, turn and look down at the right hand. One more breath here. Good. Let the arm come back up toward the sky if it was deeper, and then slowly transition back to all fours. Okay, I'm going to switch sides so I can show you. Second side, we'll pivot the left foot shin to the left to a 90-degree angle. The left hand moves away from the body, and we're going to put weight into the ball of our hand and not our wrist. We're going to transition onto the left knee, right leg stretches out, and right foot is planted on the earth in a straight line from our hip. Nice. Now this might be where you're working right now, just opening that channel of your inner thigh, top of the thigh. If you'd like to keep going, turn your belly and chest to the right toward the side of the mat, right hand to hip. Option to stretch the right arm up toward the sky. Breathe. Option to take the arm slowly over your head. Palm is facing down. Right foot is firmly planted. Does everyone feel this side stretch? Yeah, good. Turn your lungs up toward the sky, any amount more. Nice, that's looking really great. 2 more breaths. Good. Then let's lower back to all fours, and we'll stretch back into child's pose. If you want to do a little wrist circling, just kind of clear any tightness in the wrists. We want to strengthen the wrists, and then we want the wrists to also be mobile and flexible. And then just let the arms rest, let your head rest. Child's pose. And then we'll slowly come on up. Okay, we're going to go right back in. And I'll add some other options for you. You might return to an option you've already been exploring. So let's start with just walking both hands away from the body, putting the weight into the ball of the hand and not so much in the heel of the hand and wrist. If you have wrist pain, this is the cue that I'm offering to you, okay? Right shin and foot pivots out to a 90-degree angle. We're going to transition to weight bearing on our right arm. The left leg straightens and foot is on the mat. Hand on the hip. Turn the belly to the left. Make sure your back leg is straight out of your left hip. Give yourself space. Marilyn, come closer to me. Yeah, there you go. Option to take the left arm up toward the sky. Option now to lift the left leg off of the mat with your foot flexed. This is side plank pose modified. Good. Breathe. Maybe it's one breath. The foot comes back. Maybe you've got 2 more breaths in you. Left foot is flexed. So a little bit. Yeah, there. Yeah, nice. Good. When you're ready, return your limbs back to the ground. Come back into all fours. If you want to stretch your legs out a little bit, or you need to come off the wrists and do a little circling, listen to your body. Shake it out. Okay. Last side, best side, as they say. Walk your hands away from the body. Make sure they're spread nice and wide. Weight in the ball of your hands. Left leg pivots out. Here's our kickstand. Right leg is going to straighten right out of our right hip. Foot is on the earth. Belly and chest turning toward the right side of your mat. Right hand comes to hip. Shoulder softens back. Breathe. Press into the earth with that left arm. Now, options. Doesn't mean you have to do them. Right arm reaches up toward the sky. Breathe. Option to tone your right obliques and lift your right leg off of the floor with the foot flexed. There's your imaginary wall at the bottom of your foot. Press into it. Extend. And then just soften a little bit. Inhale, lengthen, soften. Exhale, see if you can tone the low belly. Reach out the right foot. One more breath here. Good. Lower your foot down to the mat. Lower the hand. Come back to all fours. We're going to walk our knees behind us so that we can step our right foot forward, which we might take a hold of the back right calf to do that. And now we're transitioning, stepping the left foot forward. Now we're on both feet under our hips. Our knees are bent, and we're going to just release the spine toward the ground. Now, as we do this, make sure your hands are coming to hips or blocks or the mat, okay? And we're going to slowly straighten the legs a little bit, so we're drawing muscle tone up the quadriceps. And then as we exhale, we'll bend the knees and release the spine. Inhale, lift the kneecaps, straighten the legs a little more. Exhale, bend the knees, release the spine. One more time. Inhale, lift the kneecaps toward the hips, straightening the legs. Exhale, bend the knees, release the spine. Hands come to hips. Come up slowly halfway. Elbows hug toward each other, kind of like we're in chair pose again. Continue pressing into your feet as you straighten your legs and rise up slowly into mountain pose. Shake out the legs, shake out those arms and shoulders, maybe just do one at a time, and we'll just kind of release any of those knots, tension. That was a lot of work. Good job. All right. Grab a drink of water. Is this what you're all looking for? Because this is where we're at, getting ready for summer. This is like our yoga boot camp to get ready for summer activities. Okay, let's clear the mats. We're going to do a little standing pose work and balance work now. So let's turn toward the right long edge of our mat and step into a wide stance. Make sure that your feet are starting out tracking straight ahead. And we're going to lift the right toes, put our weight into our heel and pivot our foot to a 90-degree angle from where it just was. So it was here, and now we're pivoting it to the right. Good. Now we're going to bend our right knee and bring it just above the right ankle. Okay, so check in, make sure your heels are lined up in a straight line. Okay, warrior two. Arms are going to reach out from the chest, palms are down. We are going to flow in and out of some different standing poses here. And so just follow my guide. And if you want to hang out in a pose for a little bit longer, you're welcome to. So this will be our inhale, warrior two. Exhale, place your right forearm on your right thigh and draw your left arm overhead, side angle pose. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, left hand to your back thigh, right arm reaches up toward the sky, reverse warrior. Yeah, yep, you're headed there. Good. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle pose, front forearm to your front thigh, left arm stretches overhead. Inhale, warrior two. Arms stretch out. Exhale, left hand to back thigh, right arm reaches up, reverse warrior. One more time. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle pose. Right forearm to front thigh, left arm reaching over the head. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse warrior, back hand to thigh, right arm reaches up. Inhale, warrior two. Slowly straighten your front leg. Lower your arm down. Both arms. And now turn your front foot in, or right foot in, and we'll turn our left foot out. Second side. So now you know the flow. You can just kind of relax into it and breathe. Bend your front knee above the ankle. Root your back foot down. Even weight right now. So not just leaning into the leg you're working with, but stay solid through both legs. Arms reach out from the center of the chest. Gaze out the left hand. Inhale into your belly. Exhale, left forearm to left thigh. Right arm reaches overhead, side angle pose. Inhale, rise up, warrior two. Exhale, reverse warrior, back hand to thigh. Left arm reaches up and slightly back. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle pose. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle pose. One more time. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Slowly straighten your front leg. Lower your arms down. Turn your feet in, heel, toe, or step your feet together into mountain pose. Shake out the body, shake out the legs. All right. Good work. Let's grab our straps, and we're all going to make a loop in the strap or whatever you're using as a strap. I think most of you have yoga straps. Actually, yours is all ready to go. We're going to take the end of the strap through both D-rings, if you have a yoga strap, and then we're going to weave the end of the strap back in between the two D-rings so we've made a cinch because we're making a loop. And the loop is going to be like a big grapefruit size. So whatever you're using, making it into that size. Okay? You got it. Do you need it? It's all twisted. Oh my gosh. We can't have the seamstress have her yoga strap twisted. So we're going to prepare for a pose called baby dancer pose. That kind of sounds fun. It's a balance pose. And what I'd like us to first do is we're going to use our strap to help open up our quadriceps. We've done all this really great strengthening work, and now we're just going to kind of lengthen them back open. So if you would like to have a support for this pose, you'd have your wall or chair to the right side of you right now, because we're going to balance on our right leg, and we're going to bend our left knee. I'm going to show this way. We'll bend our left knee and take our loop around our left heel. So you've got a support on the right side if you would like to do less balance work right now and do even more of a focused stretch for the quadricep. So left, bend your left knee, Sherry. You've got this. Loop it around that beautiful foot of yours. Put it around, now move it up to the ankle. See if you can, I'll give you a hand. I'll give you a hand. So you're just gonna guide your heel gently toward your buttocks. I'm just gonna slide it. And now bend this, yeah. So you're bringing your heel toward your left buttocks, and your left knee joint is extending toward the floor. You're lifting up through the chest, shoulders drawing back, left foot is flexed. Breathe. Maybe the knee continues to travel a little bit more under the left hip. One more breath here. Okay, then you can release the strap. Second side. That was a great facial expression. It's like the pig snout. Okay, so now put your support on your left side if you're using that. We're going to balance on the left leg and bend the right knee and bring our loop around our right ankle. So your strap, I'm trying to remember if this, that's right. So you can put the end of your strap over the right shoulder and you kind of got a little leverage here. Yeah. So drawing the right heel toward the right buttocks, extending the right kneecap toward the earth, lifting through the chest and hips or low belly. You can ease into it. You can release a little bit on the in-breath. Exhale, go in a little deeper. Some of you can just take a hold of your ankle and draw the heel in a little bit closer. One more breath here. Okay, let's release. Set your little loop strap just to the side. We're going to come back to it. And then just give the legs a little bit of shake out, the hips a little bit of a shake out. And we'll come into tree pose now. So if you are using a chair wall, bring it to the right side of you. Good. And look at your toes right now and pick up all 10 toes. And what we did at the beginning, we rolled to the pinky toe side. We put our pinky toe down, fourth toe, third toe, second toe, big toe. We've opened this base of our foot. And now we want to draw tone from the arch up our whole leg to our pelvis for balance support. Okay, so we've got our legs set up. Focus your eyes out in front of you. Open up your left hip now, kickstand your foot, and begin with hands at heart center. Or maybe you're using a support, which I just invite you to really put the weight into your right leg. It's the tree of your trunk. You've got the roots through the foot. Make sure you're not leaning into your support. Now, option one is to slide your left foot into your right inner heel. So the toes are still on the earth. Heel is really connecting into that inner ankle. You're drawing a lift through your heart, shoulders drawing back, embodying that tree form. And a smile can even light up your lips. Have a little fun. Maybe you would like to go a little bit further with your balance exploration. So your foot comes to your inner shin. The bottom of the foot comes to the inner shin, below the knee joint, not on the side of it. Perhaps if you don't have high blood pressure, the arms can explore overhead, growing the branches a little bit more. Even if hands are at heart center, extend your branches with your visualization through the spine, out through the shoulders and heart. Breathe. One more breath here. Beautiful. Bring your roots back down, shake it out. A lot of work in the feet. And now we'll go to the second side. So adjusting yourself with your support if you're using one, picking up all the toes, spreading and widening the base of the left foot. Draw tone up from the center of your arch, up your leg. Kneecap lifts up toward the hip. Trunk of the tree, you got your roots, but then you've got this extension up through the spine. Opening up your right hip, kickstand the foot, hands to heart center. Gazing out on your fixed point that you're gazing upon. And then draw your foot to your left inner ankle. Toes are on the earth. Heel is hugging into the inner ankle. Feel your ankle muscles firing up right now. Maybe the right foot slides up to the inner shin. As the inner shin skin and the skin of your bottom of your foot become one as they hug together. Arms can take any form that they feel inspired to. Maybe they just come out to the sides. Maybe they want to explore up ahead. Keep those shoulders away from the ears, nice, Sue. Yeah. Beautiful. Relax. Smile. Consider being a little happier tree in the moment. All right, come on down. Maybe you're an angry tree right now, and that's okay too. Rawr. You were in a windstorm over here. We got an angry tree over here. We've got happy trees. Okay, nice work. Warming up for this finale pose, baby dancer pose. Okay, so I'm actually going to grab a chair just so I can demonstrate for those of you using one. Okay. So, baby dancer pose. Yeah. You're going to face your chair or wall if you're using that. And we're going to begin balancing on our right leg. We're going to pick up all the toes, spread the toes again, put the foot back on the mat firmly. Now, we're going to bend our left knee and bring our strap again over our left ankle, just like we did before. And then we're going to put our strap over our left shoulder, like a little knapsack. And we're going to be able to use our strap as leverage. Okay, so baby dancer pose. We're going to guide the knee under the left hip, anchored through the right leg. Now, some of you, yeah, exactly. Come bring the hand to the upper back, grab a hold of the strap. We're going to press the ankle into the strap as it moves away from the body. So see how my knee has now moved behind my hip? Good. Some of you, your hand might be able to play with coming off of your support. If there's a wall in front of you right now, you could walk your hand up the wall. Otherwise, you can just play around with coming off of the chair, continuing to press the strap into the back ankle. Gaze out your fingers if they're stretched out in front of you. Breathe. One more breath. Good. Okay. Release, lower down, shake it out. Second side, left leg we're balancing on. Bend the right knee, bring your strap around the ball of the right foot. So if your hand is on a support, bend your right elbow, take a hold of the strap up high, right behind your upper back. So you've got this leverage right now to help your right heel. Move away from the body, deepening this opening in the psoas and the quadriceps. Maybe your left hand reaches out in front of you. Maybe it walks up a wall if you've got one at home. Ground through your roots of your left foot, and then just relax and breathe. If you don't need a hand on the support, you could bring both hands to your strap right now. And then just relax where you're at. 2 more breaths. Just soften, breathe. Imagine those roots supporting you under the left foot. And then slowly release the ankle strap. Shake out the legs and set the strap to the side. And set your chair off the mat if you're using one or any other props. And it's time to make our way on to our backs for a little bit of hip opening before we settle into resting now. So as we make our way down to the mat, you can put a little bit of head and neck support, like an inch height underneath your head. And go ahead and just let your back sink onto the floor and allow your knees to bend and your feet to walk to the wide edges of your mat. Your arms will stretch up overhead if that's okay for your shoulders. If not, the arms can come out to the sides on the floor. Just take a couple of breaths here. Just sinking your back into the earth. We did a lot of good hard work today with our muscles and ligaments and tendons, our balance, our core. So we're going to root the heels down and lift all 10 toes off the mat and spread the toes. On the inhale, we'll take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, we'll release our knees to the right, windshield wiper stretch. You may like to have a block or prop under your right knee or left knee when we go to the other side. And we're just going to breathe here for a few breaths, breathing into those areas of tension and constriction. And then we'll inhale, float the knees up, exhale the knees to the left, releasing that top hip. And then on your next inhale, float the knees up, exhale them to your right. If your arms are above the head, take a hold of the left wrist. If it's available, place your right heel onto your left thigh and gently extend your wrist away from your left hip bone. One more breath here. Slowly release the wrist. Bring your right foot back to the mat and float your knees up. Let the knees fall to your left. Option to place your left heel onto your right thigh. Option to take a hold of the right wrist and to gently extend away from the right hip bone. Sherry, draw the knees back up. Walk your feet wide. Now let knees go this way. Option to bring this heel, no, this one, this heel. There you go, yeah. Now you'll feel something. There you go, you bet. She's like, I didn't really want to feel anything there. One more deep, full breath. And then slowly release the foot to the mat, the wrist. Let the arms come back to your sides. Walk your feet in hip distance apart. Draw the knees one at a time into your chest with hands on the kneecaps. And we're going to circle the knees out, together, and back in toward the chest. So the knees and the hips are going together in these circles as we move with the ebb and flow of our breath. And reversing directions. And then draw the knees into the chest. Deep breathing deeply. And place one foot at a time onto the mat, and then stretch your legs out. And we'll transition into Shavasana. If you'd like some lower back support, you can place blocks or a bolster, a rolled blanket under the knees. If you'd like an eye pillow, a washcloth, a shirt or blanket over the eyes. Just making sure that you're warm enough, cozy enough to just really let go into the mat, allowing the body to release tension, and to calm the mind. And if you need a little support in just calming the mind as we rest for a few minutes, you can begin by placing the heels of your hands onto your cheekbones, the palms covering your eye sockets, and the fingers draped over the forehead. Holding here as long as you would like until you feel a shift of calm spread through the mind and body. Become aware of the sounds of the room that you're in. Become aware of the ceiling, the floor, and the walls. Become aware of your breath, allowing it to deepen and beginning to bring some slow stretches and movements into your body, whatever way feels good to you. And then slowly transitioning onto your side into fetal position, softening your whole front body toward the ground, relaxing. And then allow your head to slowly come up last as you find your way into a comfortable seated position once again. And we'll close with placing our left hand over the center of our chest, followed by the right hand. It's becoming aware of our heartbeat. And then bring to mind something that you're grateful for in this moment. And allow it to fill up your whole heart and your whole body with its joy and its love. Letting a light up, a smile light up your lips. Thank you for practicing with me this morning. Great to be with you all in person and online. Namaste.